No, I think the sea is something that gets in your blood and you die with it there. Some people just leave the sea and they never look back. But me, I could never go past the sea without going to the sea, you know. My name's Gamlin Hutton. I was in the Navy from the age of 15 and I joined 1955 to 61. My home dock was London Docks, King George V Docks. I sailed from wherever there was a ship. It's not a job, is it? It's a way of life. And I mean, I joined it when I was so young. By the time I was 16, I'd done a world cruise, you know. So how many other people get a chance to do anything like that at the age of 15, you know? I'd have 100 stories to tell. I've seen waves 100 foot high. Next day it would be as calm as a sheet of glass. I've seen porpoise, whales, I've seen dolphins at sea, I've seen sea serpents, seen sharks 18 foot long. But yeah, no, I just seen so many things. I could never mention them all. Came home after a 9-month trip at sea, and while I was on leave I coughed. And I must have coughed up a whole, literally it seemed like a bucket of blood, but obviously it was only probably about a cupful. But you know, when blood gets around, it really looks a hell of a lot. Anyway, so I went into University College Hospital in London, and they took x-rays, etc. And then they told me I had TB. They took me straight into hospital because in those days it was illegal to be on the street with TB. What happens is your lungs start filling up with blood and fluid, and they keep on filling up and filling up with all these little lesions which are made in them by the bugs, the TB bugs, because TB is a real bug, and it gets into you until in the end your lungs fill up so far that there's just no lungs there, so you can't breathe. And that's when you kick the bucket. Anyway, well, I spent 4 months in Harley Street in a TB annex. And if you didn't respond to treatment, they gave up. And they said I'd have to go to a sanatorium. So in those days, when you went to sanatorium, that's where you went to get to die. I was only allowed out of bed once a day. That's to go to the loo. I can remember when the bloke beside me got up in the morning and he was dead. And you never know, you might be the next one, you know. But anyway, you learn to live with it, or die with it. After after 8 months in the sanatorium, I was better and I came out. I was lucky I came out of there. I was never supposed to. Most people go there to die. Well, it's all of a sudden you're free again. It was very hard, you know, trying to find a girlfriend. I had a few jobs, but I basically, in the end, got a ladder and a piece of rag and a bucket. Started a window cleaning around because I couldn't find work. I had to tell people you had TB, even though you're cured, and they'd back off of you. They'd literally step away. When I went back to the Navy, I said, no way, Jose, you weren't going back in. But I did get round a little bit because I volunteered to join the Royal Navy Reserves. And I didn't tell them anything about TB, obviously. One day I was walking on the front at Leon Solent, and I saw the Coast Guard station. And I just walked in, asked them what they did and everything. And they told me all about it. They said, would you be interested in joining? To give myself something to do, I joined the Coast Watch, yeah. I knew I had to go to sea. But I think I've always known I had to go to sea.
I must go down to the seas again, to the lonely sea and the sky, and all I ask is a tall ship and a star to steer her by.